I think this is working. Hi guys. It is Saturday, July 2nd, 2022, and I'm here to do my June WIP update. Um, June was a pretty good month. It wasn't quite as good as May, but it was pretty good. I was happy. Um, so I have some WIP updates. No finishes, no starts. If you remember last month when I was planning for June, I was kind of dithering about whether I was going to start something. I decided that I didn't want to, so I made my categories work without a start. Um, and and I got some haul, not as much as I might have thought, but you know, I was kind of surprised that I actually didn't buy as much as I thought. So, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about plans. So, um, first up is what I worked on, and these are just sort of in the order that they're stacked here. They're not in any particular order. So, this is Joy in the Journey by Leisure Arts. This chart is available for like $5 on the Leisure Arts website. As a PDF. Not the best PDF, but So I did 454 stitches on this. I did all of those stitches on that house. All of those brown stitches in the house. My goal for this piece, it wasn't, it's not really my goal for the year. It was really my kind of bribe to myself. I think I talked about this in maybe April or May, that I wanted to do 1,000 stitches on Joy in the Journey before I would let myself start, um, though he seemed sleeping. And so I did. I finished my 1,000 stitches. Most of it went either to that house. Okay, all of it went to the house or to the border. Um, so, I mean, there's nowhere else for it to go. There's nothing else there except the house and the border. So I got 1,000 stitches on Joy in the Journey so far this year. I'll keep working on it. It's a piece that I would like to finish this year. So it's not gonna go away. I have it in Bumblebee bag from Garan Stitchery, Garan Totten Bags. Okay. I am kind of picking and choosing the order of these, I suppose. The next piece, I did I did this at the very end of the month. This was the last thing I stitched on, actually. I think. This is Temperature Tree by Stitch and Mommy, and I did 282 stitches. I did that June branch. I did I did 282 stitches. Um, I did that June branch, and then yesterday, which was July, I added some stitches here to get to 300 that I needed for a prompt. So, um, my June branch is still naked. I still got to put leaves on it, but there's my temperature tree. I was, I've talked about this before. I was a little concerned about this because I live in Southern California. We don't have seasons here really, and I was kind of concerned that the tree would be the same all the way around, and it kind of is. But I can also see, like down here in January, there was a lot of blue, and when I wrote down the temperatures for June, there was no blue. It was all green and brown and yellow. There was no blue. There was very little blue in May. So I can see it changing. It's maybe not as dramatic as it would be if I lived in a four seasons climate, but I can see it changing. So hopefully when we get further into the summer, it'll change um, to be a little more orange and red. Because we don't really have seasons here in Southern California, and I also live on the coast, so it doesn't really get that hot. Like if I lived in the San Fernando Valley or, inland more where it gets to be really hot, there would definitely be some more reds and oranges on here. But here in the South Bay, we live by the coast. It stays cooler. It doesn't get as cold as it does inland, and it doesn't get as hot as it does inland. It stays more mild. Um, so that was temperature 3. What's the other piece that I wanted to show you? Oh, here. This piece, let me show you this piece. This is Retrievers by Janlin. Sorry about the glare. This is my doggies. Um, and I think I did 350 stitches on this piece. Yeah, I did 350 stitches on this piece. And then I did 100 last night. Um, so he's starting to come together. There's his nose and his chin, and I'm excited to see his face fill in. He's looking like a dog, and I'm excited about that. I watched this piece is if you look at this piece is pretty much full coverage on the bottom, and then of course there's spaces on the top between the leaves of grass and between the dogs' heads, but the bottom is pretty much full coverage. And I was watching Royal Stitcher this morning. I watched some of her video about how she parks. Hashtag Royal Rose. And I don't know. I was thinking I could give it a try on this. I don't know that I'm going to do that. But I was thinking I could try it out on this. Okay. So the next thing, this is probably the thing that I am most excited about this month. For June. This is under the Evergreen. And remember back when I did my July video, I said my goal for the month, or my May video, I said my goal for the month of June was to finish all of the green tree stitches on page 1. And I did it. Look at that, you guys. All of that tree stitching is done. I think there's 1 or 2 stray stitches that I gotta pick up. I think there's 1 stitch that belongs right here in this corner here. But I think I got a couple of miscellaneous stitches that I missed. But I finished all of the tree on page 1 of Under the Evergreen. I did 800 stitches on this month. Actually, I think it's 806. I'll show you a picture here of where it was when I started the month. Here. This is where it was when I started the month. And I filled in all that space with all that green. And I am so excited. So the goal for July is going to be to fill in the rest of the page. The bear, I also filled in a little bit of the wagon. I needed to, after I finished the green, I still needed some more stitches for the road trip. So I filled in a little bit of the wagon. But the goal for July is going to be to finish the bear, do the ornaments, finish the bits that are left of the wagon, and maybe the garland. I don't love the garland because it uses that granite cord and it's a royal pain in the butt. I do not enjoy the granite cord. You got to do it one strand of cord and one strand of floss. Not a fan. 0 stars. Do not recommend. But that's going to be my goal for July. And the last thing that I stitched on, and this was the thing that got the most stitches. This is a Stitch for Sweet Freedom by Lindy Stitches. And this girl got 1,682 stitches. I did there we go. I did all of the bottom of her skirt here, and I did all of the red in her top. It was 1,682 stitches. And my goal for this for July is to finish it. There's 1,600 stitches left, and my goal is to finish it. I gotta finish her top and her head and her hair. I gotta finish the decorations on her skirt, and I gotta do the stars on the bottom here. So this is hopefully going to be a finish this month. So that's what I worked on this month. I did a total of 3,586 stitches in June. This one also lives in a Garan bag. It lives in this patriotic bag from Garan. So July plans, categories. So for June categories, I was dithering, and I ended up using Under the Evergreen for 3 of the categories. I used it for full coverage. I used it for holiday because it's Christmas, and I used it as my alternate for something you haven't stitched on. We're allowed to have one piece that you can use to, fill a category that you don't want to do or you don't have, and that is Under the Evergreen. So I used it for haven't stitched on yet in 2022 because I decided I was kind of thinking about, if you remember, I was thinking about starting Stars and Stripes. I think it's right here. If I can get it, I'll show you. But I was thinking about starting Stars and Stripes by Little Stitch Girl for holiday because it's 4th of July. And then it kind of ran through my head, I have a lot of other holiday pieces. It doesn't have to be that piece. And then I was thinking about restarting Poppy for something I haven't stitched on in 2022. And overall, I just decided that I didn't want to do a new start. I have a new start planned for July, maybe 2, and I just decided I didn't want to do a new start. So I used Under the Evergreen for 3 categories. I used Joy in the Journey for Sal, and I used, I used Joy in the Journey for Sal, and I used Stitch for Sweet Freedom for PDF. I don't think that's right. Is that right? Oh no, I used a Stitch for Sweet Freedom for closest to a finish. Okay. So July categories. July categories are PDF. I'm going to use the Stitch for Sweet Freedom because it's a PDF and I'm trying to finish it. Stitch Along, I'm going to use Join the Journey again. Stitcher's Choice, I'm going to use Retrievers. My goal for Retrievers for the year is 5,000 stitches, and I'm at like 1,400. So I'm gonna aim to get 1,000 stitches in it. We'll see if that happens. But I need to close some of the distance between 1,400 and 5,000. Part of a series, I'm going to use French Kitchen by Hands On Design and Summer House Stitchworks. And for medium, I'm going to have a new start. And I will show you what that is. So July 13th is Alma's birthday. Alma's little Wonders is having a birthday. And so she decided that, and we had previously talked about this, about starting this. And so since her birthday, she wanted to do a new start for her birthday, she decided that this is what she would start for her birthday. So these are from the old Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazines, and there's two of them. There's this one, we call it illustrated manuscript. It's actually illuminated manuscript. I think this one is called illuminated manuscript. It's this one. And then this one here is part 2. This is the second one. So this girl is playing a lute. And this girl is working on her embroidery. So I have them kitted up. I got all the floss. I don't know which one of them I'm going to start with. I haven't decided yet. I think that Alma is planning to start with this one. I don't know which one. The one that I really like this one, where they put them both together. I don't think this is coming through very well on the camera. But they took out all the borders and they just made it one continuous picture. Oh. I think my magazine got something on it. That's why it doesn't look very good. And well, that's not really any better. Not really any better, I don't think. But I really like it as one continuous picture. The only problem with it is that there's not enough space. If you do the picture together, there's not enough space to put the music underneath. Because the music depends on having those inside borders there, and there's just not enough room. And I haven't seen, and I haven't come up with a good way to make the music fit. And then if you lose the music, you're losing part of the point of the piece, and you also lose the border, and you lose the little musicians at the bottom. And so I'm going to end up just doing them separately because I'm not willing to sacrifice all the other stuff that's in the design to be able to stitch the picture together. So I don't know which one I'm going to start, but that's going to be my start for Elma's birthday, and we're going to try to get together. We might actually get together and start it together. And then my birthday is also in July. My birthday is a few days after Alma's on the 16th, and I have not decided yet if I'm going to do a start for my own birthday. I'm kind of feeling more in the finishing things and reducing my WIP list than the starting a bunch of stuff phase. Um, and I don't really know why, but I'm kind of hoarding the slots on my 22 and 22. So I'm gonna finish A Stitch for Sweet Freedom, and I'm gonna start the illustrated manuscript, illuminated manuscript, and so that'll leave me still right at 10 where I am. I have a couple of slots that I haven't filled yet because I finished Renaissance and I finished Bird in Hand, and so I still have 2 empty slots that I haven't filled, and I'm gonna finish another one and start one, so I'm still gonna have 10. And I don't feel like starting a bunch of stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna start anything for my birthday. I have Lohissima Sleeping. I also have another piece that I'm considering starting that I'll show you when I get to haul. Um, so I don't know. For WIP Go, some of you probably saw me post this in the WIP Go group. I was not very amused with WIP Go this month, Jesse. um, so the WIP Go numbers were 11 and 18. 11 is page 2 of my Haid Fairy. And I was like, well, the Haid Fairy's in timeout. She's been in timeout since sometime last fall, sometime at the end of last year, she went in timeout. And I'm like, okay, well, So then I looked at box 18. Box 18 is page 3 of the Haid Fairy. I'm like, I am not amused. I feel mocked. The WIPCO board is mocking me. So I think July is going to have to be the month. I have a vacation in the middle of July. I'm taking 2 weeks off. And at some point, probably towards the beginning of that vacation, um, I'm going to have to sit down and I'm going to have to figure out the fairy and get moving on her again. Because I do want to finish her. I can't finish her if she's in timeout and I'm not working on her. So I'm going to have to figure it out and get moving on it again. I posted in the WIPGO thread about the numbers. I'm like, I feel mocked. So that's pretty much the plan for July. Um, Actually, did I go through the categories? Yeah, I did. Okay, so that's pretty much the plan for July. The categories, and I also wanted to, yeah, the categories. I want to do the ornaments and the um, bear and the wagon on under the evergreen, and I want to fix the fairy. Maybe put some stitches in her, but I need to figure out what's wrong, and I need to get to a point where I can move forward with her. And so, and I also upped my goal for the categories. If you watch Sammy, the categories come with a goal that you're going to do this amount of stitches on these projects that fit the categories. I upped my goal from 24 to 2600, which is a little bit scary. I mean, I feel like I'm being ridiculous because I did 2900 stitches on the categories for May or for June. Um, but it's just, it's not a huge increase, just a little bit because I feel like, I've been at 24 and I've been going over it the last couple of months. There were a couple months, I think in April, where I was like on the last day, I was still trying to get to 24. But, and I got like 2450 stitches, like I just barely made it. But, for May and June, I went well over it. So I'm like, let me go ahead and increase the goal a little bit. So, um, that is the plan for July. And I have 2 weeks off. So hopefully there's going to be some good stitching there and some good progress on the road trip. I'm planning to finish Leg 2 today. I have 200 shopping stitches left, and I'm planning to do them today so that I can move on to Leg 3. I can get cleared by the admins to move to like 3. Um, and I will probably do those on the dogs. So, haul. Somebody's trying to message me. It's probably that evil woman, Margaret. Um, okay. So the first thing I got in haul, which I'm not going to show you, I will show you this part of it. I got the Christmas mystery box from Garan. I'm not going to unbox it because there are still a lot for sale. There's still a lot of people buying them, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody who wants to be surprised. So I'm not going to show it. But the one thing I will show you out of it, because um, the one thing I will show you out of it, because it's plastered all over the page and it's not really a surprise, is it comes with a little sticker of Gary. Because everybody needs a sticker of Gary, right? Cracked me up. So I got that. Margaret and I each ordered one. And so we got on Zoom together with a friend of hers and we unboxed them together. It was great fun. It really was like Christmas because everything was wrapped and it was like Christmas. The box is very, very nice. Like, my only disappointment with the box is that last year's Halloween box that I didn't get, I really like that pattern. When they did the unboxing on Sunshine Stitchers, I really like that pattern. And in fact, I think it's about to be released at Expo this year, and I'm gonna buy it when it comes out. Um, the pattern that came with the Christmas box, I don't like as much. It's not bad. It's just it's not something that I would have picked. I may stitch it. Um, so that's the only thing that I was disappointed about is that I don't like the pattern as much. Um, there are some extras that come with the pattern that I do like, but the main pattern, um, I I wasn't as much of a fan as I would have liked to have been. But the rest of the box is very nice, like the attention to detail, and it's amazing. So there's still plenty for sale. There's 16 count, 18 count, 32 count. Go over to Garan and get one. They're pricey. They're not cheap, um, but it's a really nice box, and um, it was a lot of fun. So the rest of the haul, I got my Fortnite, which this is much brighter than it's showing up in the picture. It's called Night Fever, and it's like a pink. It's a very very pink. It's not as pale as it is on the picture, but it's a little bit on the orange side of pink, but it's very pink. Um, so that was the Fortnite. I get the Ruby Gradients from Fortnite. I feel like I should also have a bird crush here to show you, but I don't know where it is. And I don't know if I showed it last month, but I did get the bird crush. I did show it last month because I remember talking about the thread that came with it. So I got this from Stash and Load. This is called Teddy Bear and Window by Designs for the Needle. I got this on Stash and Load. I have the other two. Um, there's one with Santa. I think there's one with Santa, and I think there's one with a reindeer and a snowman. Or maybe it's Santa and the reindeer, and then there's one with a snowman. But I have 3 altogether. And I don't know if there are more or if I got all 3 of them. I don't have any idea, but I have 3 of the, you know, in the window. I blame this on Trisha at 3 All Threads. She did the Santa one a couple of years ago, and that's how I got started collecting these. I also got on Stash and Load. I got the Angel sampler from, I think this is Lavender and Lace. Yeah, this is Lavender and Lace, the Angel sampler. And it says, a bird and butterfly and bee, angels come and comfort me. It's got a lot of specialty thread in it. You can't really see that very well, I don't think. And then I am still pondering my birthday start because I haven't ruled it out, but I haven't committed to it yet either. And so one of the things that I have been thinking about for doing for my birthday start, besides though he seems sleeping, is Ruskin's Penguins by Modern Folk Embroidery. Because it's just too adorable. Like, how cute is that? So I bought the chart from the Modern Folk website, and then I ordered the Leo and Roxy floss from Caroline at Evertote slash Off the Good Needle Arts. Um, so she has a pack actually for Ruskin's Penguins. So I got the pack for Ruskin's Penguins. I think it's 2 skeins of white and 3 skeins of black. And I think they're 8-yard skeins. Um, it's chalkboard and weathered white. So I got that. And then I also got, just because it was pretty, I got some Delft blue from the Leo and Roxy collection. I got 2 skeins of that, and I'll find something to use it on. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but I liked it. I have not chosen fabric for it yet, but the fabric I really like. I'm going to show you this again. I really like, they did it on a neutral, and I really like the way the black and white looks on a neutral. So I was kind of looking at that. I'm going to look a little bit more. I have a fabric that was suggested to me that I haven't checked yet. But I have that in mind. But I'm also thinking about this. And I don't know how true this is going to show up on here. But this is Last Dance. That's probably kind of true. Yeah, that looks pretty good. This is Last Dance by Fortnite, and I might put it on here. Um, I was looking through Facebook. I was looking for WIP pictures and finished pictures of it on the Modern Folk group, and um, I've seen it on orange. I've seen it on red. I've seen it. There's a lot of colors, but I'm thinking I'm going to either stick to a neutral if I can find the right one, or a blue, which I think I might do it on this one. So I'm not sure, but that is one of the possibilities for July is Ruskin's Penguins. And I've been talking to Margaret about this. And so Margaret is doing no new starts and cannot start anything, but I think she's going to start it either in December when she's allowed to start stuff or next year. So I've enabled Margaret into 2 things, the box and Ruskin's Penguins. Because they're just so cute. How can you not stitch them? Okay. And then I also went project bag searching for this project, and I came up with this bag from Vic at Stitch and Button because it's penguins and owls, and they're just adorable. And it's got snowflakes on the inside. And then the last thing that I got was I've been on a project bag ban because I have like a boatload of project bags. I do not need another project bag because I have way more project bags than I'll ever have projects. I have more empty project bags than I will ever have projects, plus the ones that all my projects are in. So, but I saw one this month. I'm like, okay, I'm going to break my ban and I'm going to get this one because I really like it. And this also comes from Beckett Stitch and Button. And it's the Blue Willow. So I got that one from her. Um, and the small non-spoiler about the Garan box is it also has a project bag in it. Ronnie has been working hard. Like, they're doing a sale today, a bag sale, but there's only like 5 or 6 bags up, and now I know why, because he sews all those bags for the clubs, and he sewed all the bags for the boxes, and they did 300 boxes. So that man has, and they went to StitchCon. So that man has been busy. I also got from Vic another thing that I don't normally buy because I don't really use them because I stitch in hand and they don't really help. I don't normally buy needle minders, but Vic have these little needle minders of Starbucks coffee cups, and so I got one of those just because they're adorable. I don't usually buy needle minders, but it was adorable, so I got it. So that's my update. Um, Work is still work. I'm excited to have some vacation time. I'm gonna try to do some stitching. I say that every vacation, and then I always end up the first week. I'm like, wow, I've been off for a week and I still haven't stitched because I sleep and I watch TV and I play on my phone and I Zoom and yeah. So I'm gonna try to get some good stitching in. I'm hoping to see Alma. We're planning to get together. Um, I'll probably see my mom at some point because I'm having a birthday. I don't really have any other plans for my vacation, except to not go to work. That's really the only plan that matters, honestly. Um, so, um, that's really all I have for this month. Um, yeah. So I hope you guys are having a great summer so far and a good stitching month, and have a happy 4th of July if you're in America. And I will see you next time. Bye.